to catch up on things, issues of life, and things I'm passionate about. And don't say anything, and then they see me outside and they're like, I know you. Navigating life in Canada and everything in between. Save money in Canada. Expectations you have before you come here don't match the reality on ground. Discipline is what I'm even going to hammer most on in this vlog. Before you migrate, you have to plan.
It's so hard. Can we skip to the good part?
Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's been a very long time. I did a sit down video to catch up on things and just talk about issues of life and things I'm passionate about. But how are you guys doing? How is everyone? Hope you're keeping safe and living this adult life. Today I'm going to be talking about something very important, something that has helped me in life generally, and with more focus on this thing, it has also helped me with life in Canada. But before I go into this topic, I want to talk about my silent subscribers and viewers. Yesterday I stumbled on one of them, and I'm going to give, first of all, let me give a shout out to Abimbola. If she watches this vlog, she'll be surprised I'm doing this. Well, I was happy to see her yesterday. I didn't even know she watches my vlog, and she was like, hey, I know you. And then she said hello. I was really happy. She said she watches my vlog. I don't know if she comments though, but today I want to talk about those silent people that watch and don't say anything, and then they see me outside and they're like, I know you. Why don't you put comments now? I hope you subscribe though. I'm sure you subscribe. That's why you see my content. But if you're yet to subscribe, please do so. If you're just stumbling on my video for the first time, please hit the subscribe button. In this channel, I try to share videos, vlogs about my lifestyle, my experiences. I'm in Canada, Calgary, Alberta, and I have been sharing my experience about how I came to Canada. I'm originally Nigerian, so I share my journey, how I processed my whole migration to Canada. The video is somewhere below. I'll link it at the end of this sit down video, so do well to check it out if you're just stumbling on this and you're looking for a way to migrate. I would also be dropping very important gems about how you can achieve things in life, what things that have helped me navigating life in Canada and everything in between. So to my silent subscribers, please remember to always drop a comment. I mean, it helps to grow the channel. Remember to give the video a thumbs up. It goes to show YouTube that you like this kind of content, and then they're going to keep bringing it your way. And then do well to share. I see a lot of sharing in the background, but please do well to share. And also I have an Instagram page which I always link in the description box. So if you check the description box of this video, you're going to see my Instagram page. So follow me on Instagram. Let's catch up. Let's build up the community and talk more. I would usually get DMs from my subscribers about questions, and I do well to answer. So please check out my Instagram page, follow me, and I promise I'm gonna follow you back. So diving into today's video is going to be about things I've done to help me save money in Canada. Aside Canada, I think these are life methods and techniques, if I call them that have helped me save money generally in life, because I would usually adopt these methods even before I started living in Canada. It has helped me through my life, my adult life, since I realized that I am now in charge of taking care of myself. I can't be reaching out to my parents anymore. So these things I'm going to mention have helped me to save money, to be able to invest, and to be able to just account for every phase of my life. And I think it's very important, particularly in a country like Canada, where life happens at you, like life comes at you really fast. And if you don't plan your life properly, it would just be hard to give account of the money you're making. And I would also say that what prompted me to make this video today is a couple of videos I've seen in recent times about people who just pick up their cameras and film that they've been in a country for 6 months, 1 year, and they have nothing to show for it. Like, they haven't achieved anything. They can't say they have XYZ amount. And I'll touch on that as well, because it's not rocket science, and most of these things require a lot of patience. Some people migrate. Okay, I'm already touching on it, so let me talk about it before I mention the factors that have helped me save money in Canada. Some people migrate with the mindset that the streets are paved with gold and there's money everywhere. I and my friend were talking about this yesterday, and it's so funny to see that the expectations you have before you come here don't match the reality on ground. I always say that for every dime you make in this country, you have to work it. You have to show workings. So it's not such that someone is here additional money, or you're going to pick money on the ground and wherever you go to, everybody just gives you money. It requires a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of planning, a lot of discipline. Discipline is what I'm even going to hammer most on in this vlog. So if you don't have all of these characteristics and you don't plan properly before you even leave your home country to say you're migrating to a different place, trust me, you're going to fail. You're not going to see the results that you would like to see, or the results that you have in your head, or the things that you see on social media that you feel people just achieve overnight. Meanwhile, if you're one who base your life over social media validation, then I'm really sorry, because most of those things are not true. People just like to torment you, or maybe make you feel like you're not achieving anything, but behind their life, they are really not, like, their life is really empty. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, before you migrate, you have to properly plan. Do you have a career goal? Like, what career would you like to find yourself in when you get to that country? Is it feasible to get a job in that career path immediately you get there? Or what other skill do you have that you can hone, so that when you get to that country, you can start working a job in those skills that you have before you'd be able to land a role in the career path you've chosen? Anyway, that's talk for another day. I'm going to talk about that. I've made videos before, but I think more and more as I see things unfold, I would have to make another video to talk about that. However, today I'm going to be talking about money. Money is very important for everything else you know. I don't worship money, but then I like to have it. I don't see it as I'm going to kill to have it, but it's a good to have if we all agree on this foundation. So how do I save? How do I invest? Particularly in Canada. The first thing I did when I got my first serious job when I landed, I didn't get a job in the career path I've always wanted. I'm still growing, and I'm still going to see myself where I want to be. We're not talking about goals today, but what I'm trying to say is, when I landed a serious job, whatever serious job means to you, it could be a job in the career path you really want, or maybe a career path you didn't know you could explore, and then you landed there. So when I got that job, there were investment options my organization offered for tax-free savings accounts, TFSA, RRSP, which is the retirement savings plan, as well as there's another one unique to my organization. So what I did was create certain percentages of my salary to go into these investment platforms. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to have anything to do with it. Like, before my paycheck gets into my account, XYZ percentage should go into these saving streams. And if you've read about TFSA, you know that whatever money you have in TFSA, if you invest out of that money, whatever profit you get will not be taxed. So it's a good way to save in order to use it to invest in a business, so that the profits you're getting from there would not be taxed. For RRSP is savings towards your investment. We also have the FHSA, which is the First Home Savings Account that the government implemented last year to help you save towards buying your first house. And why I like this particular investment option is because of the returns you can get at the end of the tax season when you have to file your taxes. So if you're able to max out the amount you're giving on your FHSA, when it came into play last year, it started at 8,000 per year that you can max out. So you can save up to 8,000 a year, and then if you're able to max that out and file it when you're filing your taxes, if you didn't save that last year, it's safe to say that this year you'll be having a room of $16,000 to save. And if you're able to max it, or even if you're not able to max it, you report whatsoever you were able to save, you get returns on that. That's a way to save your money and also get money back in returns, and also invest it. Now, these portfolios are things I set up for automatic deposit or withdrawal from my account, and just go straight there. That way I wasn't able to influence whatever decision. Even when I'm hard pressed for cash, I know that those were non-negotiables. My finances were already spread out, and that had to go to those investment platforms. Very helpful, I tell ya. So if you're working in an organization and you're not utilizing all of these portfolios, I beg of you, please check them out, read up on them, and find out how you can portion your salaries to go into these streams. And even if your organization doesn't set this up, there are organizations out there in charge of setting these portfolios for you, and banks as well. Banks are also able to set up TFSA accounts and FHSA accounts for you if your organization does not have that in place. So you can just walk up to your bank and ask them if they have such provisions available, and then just set up a recurring auto deposit, that's withdrawal from your account into that account, and just forget about it. Just keep it, give yourself a time frame. Say you want to save 8,000 by the end of this year. How much do you need to leave your bi-weekly check or monthly check in order to meet that goal? So when you set that, you'll be able to know that by the end of this year, I can confidently say that I was able to save $8,000 in my FHSA and maybe $6,000 in your TFSA. This is just a hypothetical example. Now, those ones are fixed. Back to the income that comes to me. Now, I'm not one to just, when the income comes, I just start spending. I try to plan, particularly again around groceries and every care product I'm going to need, or anything I'm going to need in the month. First of all, I'm going to talk about groceries. Groceries have a way of creeping up on you if you're not careful. If you don't plan to buy in bulk, I know that you'd say, okay, there are some things you can't buy in bulk, like veggies. Agreed. But if you meal plan and meal prep, you'd be able to plan these things such that you're not buying in trickles. Because I find that for each time I didn't buy my groceries in bulk and I had a reason to go to the store, you need to have the discipline of, who am I going to use now? Yeah, you need to have discipline of over 100 to be able to go to that store and just pick up the onion you came for. Because when you go to that store, that's when you realize that, oh, I don't have yogurt at home. Oh, my granola is out. So what I do is I make a list. I have a list of things I would like to buy for groceries, and they are divided into two categories. One is bulk items, like food, like a bag of rice, a bottle of oil, and just those bulk items that don't just finish in a whim. And then I have a breakdown of the other items that I need to use on a day-to-day basis and they get to finish faster. For example, I like to take yogurt and granola as breakfast options, or maybe dinner. These are things that if I take as often as I want them, they get to finish faster than, say, a bag of rice. Now, I plan my groceries such that I'm not buying rice in trickles. I'm not buying, like, say, a 1 kg rice that is going to finish in 2 weeks. I buy rice, it's not going to go bad anyway. If you're eating it within a couple of months, it's going to stay. So I buy rice in bulk, buy all of those things in bulk, and keep them. Then the day-to-day spending, I allocate funds for that. How much is going to buy the day-to-day groceries I need for this month? I allocate that funds and just set it aside and know that, okay, for this month, this is how much I'm going to spend on these day-to-day groceries that I need. That way, I'm able to give account of how much I'm spending in groceries. And then when I'm overboard, you find me saying things like, I can't buy groceries yet, I need to wait. And me waiting, it doesn't mean I'm out of everything I have in stock in my pantry or in my freezer. It means I have, but maybe it's just alonga. If you're not Nigerian, alonga means long throat. Like, I'm just craving something that is out of the list or out of what I have in store, and I would just like to have it. It's not also bad to splurge on yourself, because I mean, you're working and you need to spend on yourself every once in a while. But what I'm trying to say is, I try to curtail every unnecessary spending by bulk purchasing my groceries, and I also look out for deals from specific stores like Freestone, Bulk Ban. I know Bulk Ban, I just discovered it recently because I was looking for where I could get grains and other things in bulk, and then I stumbled on Bulk Ban. So yeah, I'm able to buy from places like this: Freestone, Daily Fresh Produce, Bulk Ban. And then for meat, meat is so pricey, let me tell you something. So what I do is I go to the farm myself. Prior to this time, I would usually engage in meat sharing opportunities, and it's still very good, very viable for you to engage in them, because they save you the stress of going to the farm. Any weekend I'm going to the farm, I know that that day I'm going to spend the whole Saturday in the farm. So if you don't have the time for that, you can engage in the meat sharing options that are available in the groups that you find yourself. And then it's better to buy these meats in bulk. I find that when I buy meat in bulk, they last me longer. I portion them into little quantities in Ziploc bags, and I'm able to know how I'm using it per time. That way, I don't have need to buy beef every time, goat meat every time, or whatever meat option you eat. Even fish, I buy my fish, mackerel, in bulk. If I want to eat catfish, I buy that in bulk as well. I don't just go to the store and buy one piece. I'll buy like 4 or 5 pieces and just keep them, so that before I have need for the next one, it's already time to go buy groceries again. Now, moving on, I'm going to talk about household expenditure. So I'm going to talk about internet bill, your phone bill, and electricity. For electricity, I will talk about sustainability here, like trying to energy savings rather. If you invest in, say, energy saving options like for bulbs, if you live in a house where the electricity fee is not flat, you have to pay as you go, it's advisable to invest in energy saving options like buying bulbs that go off after a period of time, or bulbs that only they are sensor enabled. So when you're passing, they come on, and then when you leave that space, they go off. That way you save yourself some electricity, and then your bill will not be high. Back home, well, I would speak for myself, because it was usually not as, it was when I came here I started paying attention to all of those energy saving options, let's be honest. Because back home, I could easily just leave the bulb on for a very long time. Prior to giving us prepaid meter, it was just a flat rate. So people just leave their bulbs on and rely on vibes and inshallah, because whatever bill comes, you're going to pay it anyway. But if you're using the pay-as-you-go option here in Canada, it's advisable to invest in things like energy saving options like I just mentioned, like bulbs. And then moving on to internet, every now and then the internet providers present options for saving money, and if you're new, most likely you signed a lease to, say, stay a year on the option you've chosen. But that notwithstanding, if you're not on a lease, it's advisable to look out for very good deals. There are very good deals that come. I signed a lease when I came the first year I came, but after that lease was over, I was not happy with the amount I was paying. I wasn't. Yes, because if there's a way to save money, I am going to use it. Anyway, so I reached out to my network provider to find out, is there a way I can reduce this bill? I mean, for my phone bill, because I use Wi-Fi in the house, Wi-Fi in the office, I almost don't exhaust the internet that I'm giving on a monthly basis. So I saw it as a waste, you know, it's just there and I'm paying for it. How can I reduce this cost? And then when I reached out to them, they were able to offer me a better option. I think it was $10 or $15 less than what I was paying before. And then I was able to get that option. So these are things you can utilize. You can also talk to them about your home internet. You could compare with your neighbor. You could say, oh, your neighbor is on XYZ platform and they are paying less. I mean, if you're not going to have any good deal to give to me, I'm going to move. Negotiation here, negotiation. Negotiate your way into good deals and get any way you can save cost, overall overhead costs on your rent. No, rent is difficult, because if you've negotiated a cost, you have to pay that. And so far, rents have been increasing. I haven't seen it come down since I came here. Anyway, so you can save on internet, you can save on your phone, you can save on electricity. Moving on, so the next thing I want to talk about is saving on clothing items and shoes, fashion items basically. So what I do is, I know that signing up for newsletters and information from all these stores can be very annoying. But trust me, they're annoying when you're receiving myriads of emails that you don't want to see. But there's an advantage here. You get to know in time when these stores are carrying out sales, and you're able to utilize them. I find that they do a lot of sales here. They're not doing Valentine's sales, they're doing Easter sales, they're doing Canada Day sales. I mean, it's one sale or the other. And if you're able to time your purchases to lie around this period, you'd be able to buy clothes at an affordable price, and you'd be able to take advantage of these sale options and get fashion items at a very affordable price. One thing I don't do is, I try not to do, is hard, you know, because I'm a lady, is impulse buying on fashion items. I think it has worked. That's why I said the underlining thing about all what I'm talking about today is discipline. There's a lot of discipline involved when you need to buy. You see a very fine dress that you didn't plan and is way above your budget, and you just refrain yourself from buying it because you know that delayed gratification is good and you can buy it next time. But anyway, what I do is take advantage of all these discount options, and then also other stores that offer really good deals for a steal. So you may be sleeping on Winners if you've not been checking out the Winners store. There are many things you can find there. Also Costco. I'm going to mention Costco here. Costco has really nice deals on everything. Electronics, kitchen supply, fruits. I like fruits, so I go there sometimes. Household items, clothes as well. So there are times where you would get clothes for a steal. And then I'm going to talk about my housewares, right? There was a day my sister called me up and she's like, have you seen that Joe Fresh is carrying out sales? Joe Fresh is the other arm that stays in Superstore, like they are under the Superstore roof. So every once in a while, Joe Fresh also does an overhaul, and then they sell their clothes for very ridiculous prices, and these clothes are really nice. I'm talking about housewares actually. So if you're looking for housewares and you don't know where to get them, things that you can easy breezy housewear, shorts that you can wear in the house, I got some from Joe Fresh. This is just an information out there, so you can check to see when they are carrying out a sale, and then take advantage of all of these places as opposed to spending really large on expensive brands that you may not be able to keep up with. Now, in addition to the investment platforms I spoke about as my first point, I'm going to talk about the fact that some banks have other investment platforms that you can take advantage of. There's the GIC, and then there's other investment opportunities that banks would have that I'm not a banker, so I don't know. But it's important to speak to your account officer. Let them know what your investment goals are, what you like to achieve from saving money and investing, and they'll advise you accordingly. I've met with my bank account officer several times just to go through the options that were available to me, both in the short term and in the long term, and I've been able to make use of these opportunities because I find that when you invest your funds, if you're a very disciplined person, you don't just think about it, and that money comes in handy when you need it to make huge purchases. Like if you're planning to get a house, that can help you plan towards getting a house, a car. These are things that will make your life way easier. Now, these are practices I've always imbibed, cultures I've always imbibed right from when like I said, became an adult, and I knew that I had to plan my life, and they've helped me. They've also helped me tremendously in this country, and I can't overemphasize them enough. It's very important to plan your life. It's important to plan your finances, and when you plan this way and you have a very clear-cut direction on how you want your life to go, with the help of God, because you cannot do it by yourself. with the help of God, if you believe in God, of course, you would see that these achievements that you think you're not getting, you find that where you were yesterday is not the same place that you are today. But if you're expecting a miraculous growth overnight without putting in the work, then I don't think that's possible. Anyway, I hope you found these tips and tricks I dropped really helpful. Please give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment. Drop a comment. If you're a silent subscriber, please drop a comment this time. I want to interact with you. I want to get to know you more. It will be fun to talk and chat and catch up on Instagram. Like I said, my Instagram handle is going to be in the description of this video. So drop an Instagram follow. I will follow you back, or a comment or something. Just let me know that you watched this video to this point and you're doing what I said you should do, please. And let's catch up, and I'm going to be dropping more videos as the days go by, every week actually. Thank you for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.